FSG's big transfer gamble will only work if four things happen at Liverpool. Before we dive into the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more exciting Liverpool updates. Liverpool's owners, FSG, have once again overseen a rather uneventful transfer window. Given the Reds' current position, this could be a risky move, and their fate will be determined by the next few months. As another transfer window comes to a close, Liverpool has opted to stay the course rather than make changes. Was there ever really any expectation of a different outcome? Despite Jamie Carragher urging his former club to strengthen their defense, the Reds remained unchanged throughout January, with the deadline day passing without any major events. This outcome is probably what we all expected, and it shouldn't be seen as a criticism of the club's owners. After all, as the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. However, with Liverpool's potential this season, FSG is certainly taking a significant gamble. Under Arne Slot's leadership, the team has performed brilliantly since he replaced Jurgen Klopp in the summer. With just one new signing, the Reds are in pole position for the Premier League title and still chasing an incredible quadruple. Liverpool's season won't be defined by whether they win all four trophies, but with a 6-point lead and a game in hand, securing the league title is now the bare minimum. While this should be achievable, the demanding schedule between now and the end of the season adds complexity. If the heavy schedule proves too much for Slot's squad and they lose their lead to Arsenal, the harshest criticism will likely fall on FSG. By not adding to the squad, they've signaled that Slot has all the tools necessary to win the title. If he doesn't deliver, they can expect significant backlash from the fans. And there's more. The title is the priority right now, but behind the scenes, the uncertainty surrounding Virgil van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Mohamed Salah could overshadow what might otherwise be a historic season. Even if Liverpool does win the title, it could enter next season without its three most important players, which will only add to the pressure this summer. After a quiet January, Richard Hughes will already have his hands full before even considering how to replace the Reds' top scorer, most creative player, and best defender. Meanwhile, Tottenham Hotspur has been active on deadline day, securing deals that may add depth to their squad. Tottenham has agreed to sign Mathis Tel, a promising forward from Bayern Munich, bolstering Ange Postecoglou's attacking options. Spurs also allowed Yang Min-hyuk to join Queen's Park Rangers on loan, signaling their intent to bring in more attacking power. Spurs' primary concern has been defense, with several key players sidelined due to injury, but it seems they are now closing in on another potential signing from Liverpool, which could help in the future. Tottenham have reportedly agreed a deal to sign 18-year-old Liverpool defender Luca Fernell-Gil. The centre-back has made 5 appearances for Liverpool in the Under-18 Premier League, but has yet to feature for the senior team. Fernell-Gil's move to Spurs is intended to strengthen their academy, and he could be joining the club alongside Manchester City's Daniel Batty. It's been confirmed that neither player will be part of Postecoglou's first-team squad this season, so any Tottenham fans concerned that this might end their search for a new centre-back can rest easy after the acquisition of Kevin Danso. However, it's worth noting that Fernell-Gil was handed a significant ban last year for an unsporting elbow and punch during an under-18s match against Manchester United. Liverpool's academy director issued an apology to United on Fernell-Gil's behalf, and the player expressed regret for his actions. Nonetheless, this will be a fresh start for the young talent at Spurs, a promising environment under Postecoglou, where young players like Mikey Moore are earning their chances to shine. Palmer hit the post when Chelsea played Nottingham Forest at Stamford Bridge on MD7, but he could not add to his stunning 4-goal feat. It was Madueke who got the goal for the Blues, his first since that MD2 hat-trick at Wolves, to equalize Chris Wood's opener for Forest. In their first game after the October international break, Chelsea suffered a 2-1 defeat to Liverpool, with Jackson netting his 5th league goal of the campaign to no avail. However, they bounced back with a narrow 2-1 win over Newcastle United on 27 October. Jackson and Palmer were both on the scoresheet. Chelsea and Man Ud played out a 1-1 draw at Old Trafford on 3rd November, with a rare Moises Caicedo strike sealing a hard-fought point. The Blues played out another 1-1 draw against Arsenal the following weekend, with Pedro Neto scoring his first Premier League goal for Chelsea to cancel out Christopher Nkunku scored the first Chelsea goal of the season on August 22nd. He netted a penalty, and Noni Madueke also struck as the Blues defeated Servette 2-0 at home in the first leg of their Conference League playoff round tie. Nkunku scored again with a penalty in the second leg, as Chelsea progressed to the Conference League group stage with a 3-2 aggregate win despite losing 2-1 on the night. And it was Nkunku who impressed in a match outside of the Premier League again on September 24th, as he netted a hat-trick in the EFL Cup. Chelsea thumped League Two side Barrow 5-0 at home in the third round in a match that also saw Pedro Neto score his first goal for the Blues. Their other strike was a Barrow own goal. A free-scoring season for Chelsea continued on October 3rd at home against Ghent in the Conference League group stage. Nkunku and Neto were among the goal scorers in a 4-2 win, but most notable were first strikes for the club being netted by both Renato Vega and Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. The Blues then beat Panathinaikos 4-1 in Greece, with Felix, Ajax 2, Mudryk and Nkunku all netting. Mere days after beating Newcastle in the Premier League, Chelsea came unstuck against the Magpies in the Carabao Cup, losing 2-0 to a goal from Alexander Isak and an Axel Disasi own goal. An 8-0 thrashing of Armenian side Noah in the Europa Conference League came next, with Axel Disasi, Mikhailo Mudryk, Joao Felix, 2, Christopher Nkunku, 2, Mark Guiu and Tosin Adarabioyo netting. The next Conference League game saw Nkunku and Mudryk score in a 2-0 win at German side Heidenheim before Mark Guiu, 2, and Renato Vega helped Chelsea win against Astana. Chelsea comfortably beat Shamrock Rovers 5-1 in their next game, with Mark Guiu netting a hat-trick along with goals from Mark Cucurella and Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. The goals continued in the FA Cup as Chelsea beat League Two side Morecambe at home in the third round with Tosin Adarabioyo and Joao Felix both grabbing doubles, while Christopher Nkunku also netted after missing a penalty. Rigobert Song spent just 6 months at Salernitana, following a move from Metz, before Liverpool opted to bring him to England for a fee of 3.7 million. He made 18 Premier League appearances during his first full season at the club, but that number diminished to just 3 during the first few months of his second campaign, and he was sold to West Ham in November 2000. Abel Xavier, 1.2 million from Everton 2002. Abel Xavier crossed the Merseyside divide when he left Everton to join Liverpool for 1.2 million in January 2002. The Portugal defender wasn't a guaranteed starter during his time at Goodison Park, and his fortunes failed to improve at Anfield. Xavier made just 21 first-team appearances for the Reds, and he was loaned to Galatasaray before joining Hanover on a free transfer in 2004. Liverpool signed 2 strikers to replace Fernando Torres, and the results were remarkably different. Luis Suarez excelled, while Andy Carroll certainly didn't. Carroll registered 11 goals and 8 assists during the first half of the 2010-11 Premier League season, and he became Liverpool's most expensive transfer of all time upon his arrival. The Englishman wasn't a totally horrific signing, but with 11 goals in 58 games for the club, he failed to justify Liverpool's huge outlay, and he was sold to West Ham United for 17.5 million in 2013. Marko Grujic, 7 from Red Star Belgrade 2016, Marko Grujic joined Liverpool for Sevenham in 2016, but he made just 16 appearances for the Reds across a 6.5-year spell at the club. The Serbian midfielder was sent out on loan 6 times during his time at Anfield, and he was a fairly pointless signing due to the strength of Liverpool's midfield throughout the late 2020s. Every Premier League. January 2025 transfer in and out as eye-watering final bill revealed. Yet the total figure doesn't come close to surpassing the record amount splashed in winter 2023. The race for the Premier League crown could go down to the wire as Liverpool and Arsenal battle it out for glory. Yet incredibly, the title rivals failed to spend a single penny in the winter window, with fallen champions Manchester City blowing everyone else out of the water. Arne Slot could be on the cusp of history in his debut season at Anfield as the table toppers continue their quest for a record-equaling 20th top-flight title. But Mikel Arteta has other plans as the Gunners refuse to give up on their dream of being crowned champions for the first time since 2003-04. Barring a miracle, Pep Guardiola's ambition of leading City to 5 in a row is dead and buried after their campaign spectacularly hit the buffers, leaving them a staggering 15 points adrift of top spot. Yet while most managers' jobs would be on the line after overseeing a dramatic slump, the citizens have bankrolled their serial-winning boss's rebuild to the tune of $184.6 million, dwarfing the rest of England's business. It's an eye-watering amount as